Greetings everyone, and Grid here for another Advanced Wars, Days of Ruin, Tiny Wars replay. Oh, come on, don't give me pop-ups. Spawn north side as the yellow Tabitha, we got DioTheBeast, who's not playing Beast. Spawn south side as the green Greyfield, we have yoshierider, and actually it's more of a left versus right mechanic. This map probably needs a bit of time to take a look at. By the way, let's cover the COs. Greyfield has been has been buffed from the cartridge counterparts, has a boarding cost of 30 rather than 50%, has standard 3, 30, 60, 60, that's all pretty much standard. Of course, has a standard plus 10 for all units, and his naval units, seaplanes, battlecopters in CO Zone get plus 10% offense, plus 40% defense. So similar to Wayland, he has very beefy battlecopters, as well as seaplanes. So a bit of overlap there, but of course his naval units also get that absurd amount of defense. Additionally, his superpower has been turbocharged. Of course, gets plus 10 plus global, all fuel, ammo, and material replenish, that's all pretty much the same. Gets this, that naval effect also global as well. Here's where he gets supercharged. Temporary airports can now deploy unweighted air units, including seaplanes. Temporary seaports can now deploy unweighted naval units, so you can span multiple units out of a single temporary airport or temporary seaport. Some maps do have temporary airports and temporary seaports, which can be quite advantageous, by the way. Let's see. Tabitha's course is the unchanged cartridge counterpart. It does have a standard boarding cost, 0 radius, 30, 60, 60. Gets plus 60% for her CO Zone. Of course, can make that global and fires a storm meteor in a form of a firestorm rocket. Tabitha is, of course, a CO that has a little bit differences when it comes to her CO zones. When she has 0, she's a duelist. She is assassin / duelist. She's meant to go around and kill individual units. When she gets plus 1 radius, when she gets 30 energy, so she has to basically kill off 3 units on herself, then she gets plus 1 radius, which means she can charge forward, smash through the wall, a unit can push forward with that one CO zone, smash through the next part of the wall, and then go from there. So she becomes from assassin / duelist to a wall breaker into a nuke. Simple enough to understand her. This map does have mystery buildings. Not sure what it is. I see 0 defense stars here. Probably will figure out when the game first autoplaying, because usually that stuff pops up here. This map does offer 3 bases. It is Fog of War. Do have an airport as well. So quite a bit of stuff down here. Quite a bit of cities seem like it is split across. Good number of shores here. So this area is completely traversable. We do also have bridges here. So this area does have a 4 radius area of traversement, plus the bridges as well, which... Bridge on beach. Does that mean battleships can't cross? What's the movement on that? Okay, it does allow full wheeled traversement as well, because in Days of Ruin, wheeled units don't get full traversement like on planes, unlike in the previous games. But this suggests to me it cannot, yes. So sea units, while coastal units cannot traverse, while gunboats and landers still can. So keep that in mind. But also allows full traversement of wheeled vehicles as opposed to the shores, which don't. Okay, so some interesting things going on there. We do also have parameteorites, which will help. See, if you look at this space here, got a forest and the shores. And so it is a little bit slow going for wheeled units, so tanks are probably the ideal unit to go up north, as well as flares. There's also beaches here, so this is traversable. That's not a sea, that is beach, so this is traversable. While the rivers, of course, are limited traversal, just only infantry and, of course, air units, of course. So a lot of things going on this map. And the thing I don't understand is the mystery building. It offers no income, no defense, appears to be a whole lot of nothing. Defeat if captured, no. Highlight, no. I don't know what that, I don't know what highlight means. No global attack and defense, so let's just go ahead and start the game. What was that? Sweet corn casserole. These comm towers are an older model. They don't boost defense at all, don't hide units, give no cash. They do make our guns shoot harder though. So these are... Oh, wait. Wasn't that? Could have sworn I saw 0-0 beforehand. Huh, this game also allows traversement capture. So this is old style comm towers, which I believe some players actually like the old style comm towers because it gives plus +10 to offense when... Okay, just cast Sweet corn casserole. That does not sound like... I don't know why, that does not sound like an IDS agent. That's just humorous to me. I heard there are some... Because if both players have a comm tower, both players get plus 5% attack and defense, which makes them a bit more of a meh structure when both players get one. But if it's plus 10% offense, it does change math quite a bit. So it allows you to get higher damage. So I heard there's some arguments like the old style comm tower is a little bit better. Also, wait, they do provide 2 defense. Okay, so it did not update until I press play. Got it. So I probably should not focus on what it does until I actually start the game. Got it. So these are days or at dual strike comm towers, but they do have 2-star defense or 3-star defense to match the cities in this game. My apologies for my drink open up. Like infantry. Looks like a bit of a different capturing order here. We do have Tabitha, which looks yellow here, but looks brown here. Has secured the airport pretty quickly. Mech. I suppose in this part, not part of the map, mech's not half bad. Mechs do have equal damage to meteorites. How much, or to tanks, how much can a mech take out a meteorite? I'm curious a little bit about that. Going to stop the game. No. Mech cannot take that out. It has 3 ammo and... yeah. Well, I wonder if Tabitha's going to go for an early air unit. Early artillery piece. That's interesting. Double infantry. Right now, her income's 11,000, so she could deploy a battle copter next turn, be double base skip though. The artillery pieces may be used to clear out the meteorites, but there's a base here still perfectly fine to produce units and base here to produce units. So taking the meteorites right now is not super important at this exact moment. I think charging 4 is a better option. Sure, destroying these meteorites does give pretty good traversement here. After all, it doesn't have to go through a forest, or yeah, there's a forest going for each direction. But so this base, breaking this open will allow for faster deployment for your units, particularly for your wheeled units, such as the Recon. I don't think you should immediately go for it. I think it's a bit more a later thing. We do also have a rig deployment field. He is Greyfield. Maybe trying to deploy out a relatively early temporary port. If they're ever to add in another actual dual strike comm tower, I would see the dual strike comm tower visibility. And it is going to take time to siege down the meteorite. Does put it down to 50 health. So did 49 damage, so perhaps we'll need to put a machine gun round into it, maybe from the flare. There we go. Now the flare should be let loose next turn along with that tank. Now I've got a Greyfield battlecopter, which does have right now plus 70% defense. Tabitha has not loaded herself up into a unit, maybe loaded up its tank. So I always want to see Tabitha load up on a duster. She can start doing quite a bit of good work at strafing infantry units, but that would be very expensive. Does see herself into that tank. I wonder if I think what would be a good spot for a temporary airport? Maybe he's trying to deploy his temporary seaport here? No idea. Could deploy his temporary seaport here. A lot of things he could do. Oh, there's also a pair of rivers here. Trying to capture some properties there, getting some good kills. Oh, I just realized that 9-4. Granted, it was on a road, but that plus 10% firepower is actually very... It changes the math quite a bit. I don't know if plus 10% firepower is a good idea when it comes to Days of Ruin. A lot of stuff is a little bit more squishy. Maybe plus 5% firepower with no defense could be a good middle ground. Not sure. And here, tank infantry. Good shots there, takes out that unit. Tabitha's command tank does get on top of the comm tower. Can comm towers hide units? Does it follow Days of Ruin logic like that? Or can this mystery comm tower? No, mystery comm tower cannot hide units. Excuse me. Excuse me. So that is something to note as well. Does get trapped there. Greyfield's battlecopter heading down south. Anti-air somewhat close by. Artillery taking time. Tank does get a shot into it as well. Ready to push her forward with the infantry unit. Tank, flare, battlecopter, infantry. Let's get trapped there a little bit. Good strikes there. Tabitha right now has 74,000 versus 90,000. Of course, still has her day-to-day, so they're pretty even at the moment. Just day-to-day differences at the moment. Anti-air bike tank. Good strike there on the meteorite. Tanks advancing. Anti-air as well, of course. Command tank is on top of a forest. Does get revealed there. But nothing to really engage at the moment. Does resupply that infantry unit there. What if it's misclicked? Maybe it's trying to pull a temporary seaport there. Right now, Greyfield has 10 energy. Tabitha has 10 as well. Got another battlecopter, tank, infantry. Get some great kills there. She's up to 20 energy. One more kill. She will have a +1 CO zone. Does it? Greyfield's battlecopter is in range. Has plus 50% firepower at the moment. Rig, mech, and another anti-air. Good strikes here. This artillery piece is fetching C2 at the moment, so getting some good work done. And a command copter does strike the command tank. Of course, we got the anti-air nearby. She has only 21 energy. Don't think there's a way for her to guess +1 CO zone at 5 HP. Recon does take a pretty good strike there. But the anti-air may plus 70% defense is quite a bit. Don't know if that's enough to withstand an anti-air with efficiency 1. It is, but it was to be still alive though. Pulls back the command tank on top of the city. Lots of good strikes there. Artillery gets a good strike there as well. Temporary seaport now being established. Could allow him to get a forward battleship or carrier. Forward aircraft carrier, probably not a great idea. A forward battleship would probably be a pretty good though. Greyfield's forward takes out some of these units. He's at 32 energy. And you get that temporary seaport built before anything happens. Command tank will go down. Great strike there. Of course, this command copter will go down. There's an anti-air there, and there's nothing much you can do to stop at this point in time. Temporary seaport has been established. Command copter does go down, so both players lost their CO unit. Tabitha could load herself into a rocket. That would just be firing nukes. Tabitha right now has 105 in the field. Greyfield has 119, make that 120, so day-to-day difference. But feels like more in Greyfield's court at the moment. 21,000 versus 22,000, so minor differences there. It here does get shot down, or shot up. And I just realized something. Greyfield deployed out nothing last turn, so he saved. Oh wait, no, he moved his units forward. He didn't. Never mind. Greyfield has established a battleship on the field. But like I said, this is a bridge on the beach. It's not traversable. I wonder if Greyfield did not realize that. He just sealed a black boat. Or not black boat, gunboat. Why? I think the battleship was a mistake. That battleship's way too far back to be super useful. Tabitha has loaded herself up into a medium tank now. Deletes the gunboat. Still don't know why he sealed the gunboat. Does take the comm tower, or at least the infantry unit on top of the comm tower. Tabitha's rocket is in an excellent position. Made some good headway down south. Battleship has waited on top of the seaport. I can understand aircraft here to get forward deployment of seaplanes. Lots of good kills there. It looked like Tabitha... never mind. She did get a kill for commanding. Flare pushing forward, infantry and battlecraft heading down south. Mech there. Flare, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Flare fired there. Greyfield's just being a little bit defensive there. Decides to seal the battlecopter. Battleship waits again. Yeah, the battleship was definitely a wrong call. Tank, battlecopter, infantry. Tabitha's turn. Rocket is in range. Takes the veteran tank. Does get trapped there. Now she's at 18 energy, so needs to make 2 more kills in order to get her CO zone increased radius 1. Infantry, flare, tank. And the battleship has struck the command tank, but of course it's a Tabitha command tank, getting a lot of extra defense. Infantry, battlecopter, infantry, tank. Starting to push down south, has a good line of infantry and support units. The flare has 1 ammo remaining. Command tank does fall back onto that city. Gains some good kills on south, trying to flip some properties. Good strikes there. Trying to flip multiple properties. Greyfield does have a 2,000 income lead, and this artillery piece is at max veterancy. Another rocket deployment field. This map does go down to not so narrow strips, but the rocket can help zone out an entire flank. Rockets are not necessarily half bad on this map, it looks like. A lot of cities for them to hide in as well. Greyfield gets good power charge here at 31 energy. Does spot the rocket there, but within its minimum range for a good number of assets. Does put a bit of machine gun rounds to it. It is on top of the hit column tower, which is not a hiding spot. Battlecopter starting to push the way forward, as well as some more infantry. Infantry, tank, infantry. The damage there. Command tank's at 9 health. Command tank gets a good shot there at 20 energy. 2 more, and he'll get her CO zone increased radius. Next, we get a good strike on that tank. Artillery tank. Flare did fire there. Good strike on the recon. And Greyfield now has a CO power. You can activate that. Decides to nuke the rig. And you can forward deploy something out from this temporary port if he pops it. And bit of damage there onto the rocket. Command tank has taken more of a beating. And trying to flip the comm tower now. After that is right now 114 versus 148. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Takes out the battlecopter there, takes out some of these outlying tanks, stops that capture, rocket fires away, takes out the capturing squad, takes out that tank. Great counterattack there, and she also has +1 radius, that's why that flare did so much damage to the anti-air. It's now supercharged. Another rocket, maybe a little too slow. It's going to try to head down south with that thing. Artillery gets a good strike on the command tank. Taking out would be very, very beneficial. We'll have to use command copter for that. Does not take out that tank there. It's right now down at 4% health. Making good headway down south. It looks like he will unable to take out Tabitha's command tank. Of course, it would be a bit difficult to get that healed on up, and she needs 48 more energy to get out her superpower, and that's going to be a little bit difficult. Pulls back the command medium tank all the way. May just pull out another medium tank just to merge onto it. Anti-air tank infantry. Pops his superpower. So now he does have some cool benefits. Does get blocked there. And there. So fighting the battle cup and striking that tank. So pretty good luckiness by Tabitha down south. But she's starting to get overran. We may see a forward something here. Waits on top of the temporary seaport. Good shots there. Looks like Tabitha's command tank just going to stay on the back. Tank, recon, battlecopter, bike. Greyfield's command copter went down south. Good strike there on the battlecopter, and there's, well, Tabitha's starting to disintegrate a little bit at 130,000 versus 170. She's starting to fall behind. She has to rely on that superpower. That's why I think she should have got a medium tank out and merge the medium tanks forward, because she needs her command tank pushed forward and get her superpower going. Because a Stern Meteor would be very good at calling forces. It will probably strike down here rather than hitting the battleship, though the battleship is an expensive asset. This costs 25,000. She just asked for a missile that's a little bit too slow at this moment in time. I can understand going for a battleship down south. Oh, there's two shores there. That's traversable. I did not realize that. Getting some good strikes there. And here does a good strike at the artillery piece. Tank, battlecopter, tank, infantry. Except that a couple of those units here, Tabitha's command tank sort of creep her way forward. And looks like she just outright designed the sand grade, saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay.